Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to explain you the passive voice. First, we have to know the meaning of passive. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the passive, identify the tense of passive, use the correct form, verb to, am is, are, was, were, use past participle in passive. What's the difference between active or passive sentence? Try to check. Ali opened the door. So, is it active or passive? Active sentence means when we start the sentence with the subject, so it is called active. While when we start the sentence with the object, so it is called passive. So, Sarah is reading the book right now. Is it active or passive? Excellent, active. The dinner is cooked. Is it active or passive sentence? The dinner is cooked. To know the dinner is cooked or any sentence, is it active or passive? So you have to ask a question. Who cooked the dinner? Okay. So is it mentioned, the subject? Guess what? No, actually. So the subject is not mentioned. So it's passive. Use the passive one. We are interested in the action rather than the people who do the action or the subject. So our focus is on the action itself, not the subject. We don't know exactly the subject. It is understood who did the action. Examples. The school was built in 1981. So who built the school? Who the subject? It is not mentioned. His car's been stolen. So stole the car. It is not mentioned, and so on. So the subject is not mentioned. Tense is covered with many tenses to change it up from active to passive, simple present, simple past, present progressive, present perfect, past perfect, and future well. So as follows, inshallah, I'm going to explain you how to change up any sentence from active to passive in each tense, starting with present and past simple. The active sentence, Ali writes the story. The passive is, the story is written by Ali. So, how can we change the statement from active to passive? There is some steps. First, we try to determine the subject, verb, object in the active sentence. So, the subject is excellent, Ali. Verb, writes, story is the object. The second step is to determine which tense is used. Actually, our focus is on the verb to determine which tense is used, which is present simple. Great. So, we start the passive sentence with the object. It comes as a subject, okay? We start with the object, which is the story. Next step is to change the tense from active to passive. Present simple, we change it up to be, verb 3. Am is are plus verb 3. The story is singular, so we use as plus verb 3 is written. And you can say by plus subject, or we can ignore it if the subject is not important. As you see, subject, verb, object. It's active sentence. Passive sentence, we start with the object plus be, am is are, for example, in present simple, plus verb 3. The present simple. As you see, Ali is the subject, write verb, object, the story, and so on. To change in a sentence from active to passive in the present simple tense, we put the object plus be, am is are, am with I, is with any singular subject, he, she, it, or any single name, are with they, we, you, and any plural name, plus verb 3. As we agreed, we can add by plus subject, or we can ignore it if the subject is not important. My iPad is used by Jinan. Is used. Be plus verb 3. Millions of dollars are spent on DVDs every year. So are, be, plus verb 3. The past simple tense, the same rule, but we change verb to be from am is are up to was were plus verb 3. So it becomes object was were plus verb 3. The school was built in 1981. The stories were written by Isa Ali. Was, were plus verb 3. As you see, it's another way to explain how to change the sentence from active to passive. Active subject verb object, passive object verb plus by plus subject. U-turn. Change the statement from active to passive. Emma cleans the house. Emma cleans the house. Excellent. So we start with the house. Am is are. The house takes is. So the house is verb 3 cleans. Excellent. And we can add by Emma. The second tense here is present progressive. Sarah is cooking the dinner now. It's active. Who cooked? Who is cooking the dinner? Sarah is cooking the dinner now. So we know the subject, so it's present progressive and active sentence. How to change it up to passive? We change it up to passive by starting with object plus be plus being plus verb 3. Be, am is are. So we start with the object, which is dinner, the dinner. Be is being is stable, okay, which we don't change it. The dinner, be, am is are. The dinner is being verb 3 cooked now. And we can add by Sarah. U-turn. They are playing football now. So follow steps. Determine first subject, verb, object. Subject they, verb are playing, object football. So we start with excellent, with football is being played. Excellent. Sarah will cook the dinner soon. Now we're going to know how to change future sentence from active up to passive. Sarah will cook the dinner soon. So first, as you know, the first step is to decide or determine subject, verb, object in the active sentence. So as to begin the passive sentence with the object, which is the dinner. So it becomes the dinner. We add will be. So the dinner will be cooked plus verb 3 soon. The dinner will be cooked soon by Sarah. Your turn. The driver will drive you home. Follow steps. Determine the subject, verb, object, subject, driver, verb, will drive, object, you. So we start with you. Excellent. You plus, great, will be plus verb 3. So you will be driven home by the driver. The present perfect tense. The active sentence is Ali has opened the doors. As usual, Ali's subject has opened, verb, the doors, the object. We start with the object. How to change the present perfect sentence from active to passive? Start as usual with the subject, with the object, sorry. We start with the object plus have been plus verb 3. So it becomes verb to have means have, has, been plus verb 3. The doors takes have. The doors have been opened by Ali. U-turn. The police has caught the thief. The police has caught the thief. So change it from active to passive. Yes, as usual, determine subject, the police, verb has caught, object, the thief. We start with the thief has been caught by the police. Great. Have, it's verb to have. This means you can use have or has. Have with plural subject, I, we, they, you, and any plural noun. Has with singular subject, he, she, it, or any singular noun. Past perfect. The criminal had broken the window. How to change a sentence from active to passive in the past perfect? Simple. This is the pattern. We start with the object as usual, plus had been plus verb 3. Object had been plus verb 3. The criminal had broken the window. The criminal subject had broken, verb, the window is object. So we start with the object, which is the window, had been, verb, broken. Excellent. U-turn. Ahmed had sent an email. Follow the instructions and steps. So Ahmed is the subject, verb had sent, an email is the object. So we start with the object, excellent. Email had been sent, excellent, great. When changing into passive, keep on the tense of the active sentence. To use the same tense, but with its correction, or to transfer the same tense from active to passive. Use correct verb, verb to be, have, has, and so on. Use past participle. So in all forms of passive, we use verb 3. Again, in all forms of passive sentences, we use verb 3. By use to introduce the subject if it's very important. By, it is not used if it's not important or does an action. It's time to practice. Change the sentence from active to passive. Jinan made the cake. Great. The cake was made by Jinan. Alfred Nobel invented dynamite in 1867. Change the sentence up to passive. So steps, determine the subject, verb, object. We start with the object, which is excellent. So subject Alfred Nobel, invented is the verb, dynamite is the object. So we start with dynamite was invented by Alfred Nobel in 1867. Ali's driving the car right now. Great, because being driven by Ali right now. My father's cutting the trees at the moment. The trees are being cut by my father at the moment. You can stop the video to answer the exercises and change the statements up to passive, because I'm going to skip answering the questions to show you the answer directly. Open your own workbook to more practice on page 12 and try to answer this exercise. After you finish, check your answers. Also, open your own student book at page 22. Thanks for all. That's all for now, and see you.